I am so sick and tired of this, man. I am so sick and tired of this. It has to stop. I am so tired of the disrespect that is happening towards Lamar Jackson. This disrespect has got to stop. I don't know how it's gotten this bad, but it's got to stop because this is just ridiculous. All this disrespect that's getting thrown towards him makes no sense. So you have Bucky Brooks going on national television and saying the Ravens should trade up to draft Justin Fields to replace Lamar Jackson. How does that make any remote sense? What are you talking about? He was over here trying to reason it well, and in terms of, Justin Fields, he can do what Lamar Jackson can do because he's mobile, he's got legs, he can run, he can throw the football, and the Ravens got this Greg Roman system that helps utilize the legs and set this up. So if you draft, Justin Fields, you can draft him, and then you can wait until Lamar graduates, and you can let him go, and you can have him be your quarterback instead of just paying Lamar the money he deserves. This is absolutely ridiculous. This statement makes no sense. And I'm so sick and tired of this. Why is everybody... Oh, my God. Where did this disrespect come from? All of a sudden, people are just disrespecting Lamar Jackson at such a high level. I mean, the disrespect has always been there since even before he became an NFL quarterback. But, it has gotten so bad to the point where they're literally saying things like this. He should be replaced by a rookie quarterback. This is a 24-year-old quarterback that is 2 years removed, not even two, a whole year removed from winning the MVP. And he should be replaced? How does that make sense? This is idiotic. And I just don't get his reasoning. Well, you have a quarterback in the system, and if you can put any quarterback and throw him in with similar talents, and he'll be able to succeed. Why aren't people okay? If that's the case, why aren't you saying that about Josh Allen? Why aren't you saying that about Kyler Murray? Why aren't you saying that about Baker Mayfield? Why is Lamar Jackson being the only one targeted for this? This makes no sense. Oh my God, nobody would ever say something like this about Patrick Mahomes. You would lose your credibility forever. Oh my God, this makes no sense. You want to replace an MVP quarterback with a quarterback that is unproven. In what world does that make sense? Oh my God. And with the way he was explaining it, honestly, if we were to apply what he was saying, you could really put that for most quarterbacks because, pocket passers are a dime a dozen. You can find any random pocket passer to come in and replace your quarterback. But it wouldn't, especially in the draft, but it wouldn't always be the right case. His whole description probably fits more so, Baker Mayfield than it does Lamar Jackson, because Baker Mayfield, you look at the system they've kind of built up with the running backs and relying on the running backs more so in their offense, and they got these receivers that they can utilize. You could really replace Baker Mayfield and put in, draft in a rookie quarterback and put him in. So in that case, it would fit more towards a quarterback like Baker Mayfield, who's more so of a pocket passer, not really mobile that way, and it'd work out. But even then, I would look at that and say, it's stupid. It is completely stupid. Why would you replace Baker Mayfield with a quarterback that is unproven? Say what you want about Baker Mayfield. He's not an elite quarterback. This. Cleveland should move on from him. Say whatever you want. And I'm not sitting here saying Baker Mayfield is an elite quarterback. I'm not saying that at all. But at the end of the day, the man is somewhat accomplished in this league. And he has proven. Baker Mayfield went into a terrible situation in Cleveland. And throughout these past 3 years, he has helped them get to where they are now. Okay, that Cleveland team was dead in the water. They were one of the worst franchises in the league. They were a laughingstock. And he helped come in and help get them to where they are now. Okay, he just came off of his best year as an NFL quarterback. And they're hoping to improve on that more, Yes, we know what happened his sophomore year, having, 22 touchdowns or 21 interceptions, terrible year with all that talent. We understand. But he came back last year, threw more touchdowns, and threw a significantly less amount of interceptions. Helped this team win double-digit games, secure a playoff spot, and win their first playoff game in over a decade. That's what he helped accomplish for them. And they're hoping to build on that more. So say what you want about Baker Mayfield. He has led Cleveland to the most success they've seen in a long time. I wouldn't replace him. If I'm Cleveland, I wouldn't replace him. Let's see what we've got with this. Let's see if he continues to improve. Replacing Baker Mayfield with a quarterback that is unproven makes no sense. And one thing that in terms of Baker Mayfield's case, one thing that'll help him is say whatever you want. But I'm not sure there are many rookie quarterbacks that could have gone into the situation he went through in Cleveland, gone through those awful coaches and systems he was in, and somehow make it to the point where they have success with the Cleveland Browns. So give the man this credit. This whole idea of just taking away these young quarterbacks and drafting somebody else to just mix them, it don't make sense, man. It don't make sense. I understand if there are like a lot of question marks regarding him and he hasn't done anything. Like in the whole 3 years, he hasn't made the playoffs once. He's been very inconsistent. You haven't seen any progression or improvement. Yeah, I can understand that. But for Lamar Jackson, our quarterback, this is a guy who's won league MVP. He's been a first-team All-Pro quarterback. He's led his team to the playoffs all 3 times. He's never missed the playoffs since he's been a starter. He led the league in touchdown passes. This is what he did. And you want to replace him with everything he's doing at the age of 24, where he's not really in his prime yet, and he's still improving as a passer? You want to replace him with an unproven prospect in Justin Fields, and you believe that's going to work out. You believe that actually makes sense. In what world does that make sense? That's my main problem. You want to take away a proven quarterback who's young, still developing, still improving, and has accomplished so much. You want to take away him and bring in a quarterback prospect that you have no idea how he's going to work out in the NFL. He has talent, obviously, and I'm not like throwing any shade or trying to disrespect Justin Field or any of the other quarterbacks that are in this draft. I like the quarterbacks that are in this draft. I think all of them can have a lot of success. First of all, the quarterback that goes to San Francisco is going to be set. He's going to be the luckiest quarterback in this draft. But I like all the quarterbacks that are here. I really do like Mac Jones, by the way. I think he's going to the Niners. But I like all the quarterbacks here. I think they're going to have success. But at the same time, they are prospects. You don't know if they're going to work out. Why would you leave this situation with an MVP quarterback who's proven and is still improving? Why would you get rid of that guy to bring in a quarterback prospect that you're not 100% sure can play, that can have success at this high of a level because he's never taken an NFL snap before? That doesn't make sense. The disrespect for Lamar Jackson has got to stop. I mean, it's gotten so bad to the point where people continue to say he can't throw the football. And it's so ridiculous to think this. Okay? Is Lamar Jackson the greatest passer in the world? No, not even close. He's not an elite passer. He's not even a great passer. He's a really good passer. He's a solid passer. And he continues to improve year by year. And we're hoping he can take another level in improvement. As Ravens fans, we hope he improves even more coming into his 4th season. But we know right now he's not the greatest thrower of the football, but he's not as bad as people are trying to portray him. You have people out there that literally are disrespecting his passing abilities to the point where they believe he can't even properly throw a ball 10 yards. And it's so idiotic. It's so idiotic and it's so disrespectful. It's disrespectful to Lamar. It's disrespectful to the quarterback position, and it's disrespectful to the NFL because they gave this man league MVP. And it's especially disrespectful to the quarterback position because fans really think it's that easy to play quarterback in the NFL. If this guy was as bad as a passer, I'm so done. If he was as bad as a passer as you guys like to claim he is, there is no way in hell he would have been able to lead the league in touchdown passes. In a year where Mahomes, Rodgers, Wilson, and Brady, all of them were playing, and he led the league in touchdown passes, there's no way a quarterback that can't throw the football will ever be able to accomplish that. I don't care what system you throw him into. You could throw him into Kansas City with Andy Reid, the greatest offensive-minded coach in the league, and all those weapons. Take out Patrick Mahomes, put in any quarterback there. He's still not leading the league in touchdown passes. I don't understand where all this disrespect for Lamar Jackson is coming from. look at his resume, what he's done in the first 3 years. He's not the greatest passer in the world, but he's far from the worst. And what he's accomplished during his first 3 years, leading the league in touchdown passes, winning MVP, going to the Pro Bowl, being a first-team All-Pro, leading his team to the playoffs all 3 years of his career. 2 of those times, winning the division. He's won a playoff game. Over the last 2 years, he's top 5 in touchdown passes, passer rating, and QBR. And right now, in his career, he has the highest, I think he has the highest, is he the top 5 or the highest passer rating in NFL history? If he was to retire right now, he would have one of the highest passer ratings in league history. Not saying it's always going to be that. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it will. But that's just the case. I don't understand. With all those achievements he's done, people still disrespect him. He's accomplished everything a quarterback would want to accomplish in their career except win a Super Bowl. The only thing that is missing from this guy's resume is winning a Super Bowl. That's it. He wins a Super Bowl. There's nothing else he has left to prove. At that point, continue building on your legacy. And you can say that for most quarterbacks. They've accomplished a lot. All that's missing from their resume is a ring. So I don't see why we can't just respect Lamar Jackson as a quarterback and respect what he's accomplished and just move on from that. Why do we got to disrespect him to the point where we're acting like this guy can't even throw a football at all? That's idiotic. Do you think the game of football is that easy, that a guy who can't throw the football would be able to lead the league in touchdown passes in the NFL? Are you that stupid? You really think that? You really think a quarterback who can't throw, that's nothing more than a running back, could be able to win MVP, lead the league in touchdown passes, and take a team to the playoffs? You really think that? You think the game of football is that easy, that a quarterback, a guy that you guys say can't throw and is nothing more than a running back, he can pull that off? You really think so? Really? Really? You think the game is that easy that you can just take any guy who's a great running back, put him at the quarterback position, put him in a run-first offense, give him a great defense, and you think he's going to lead the league in touchdown passes with the same weapons Lamar Jackson had? You honestly believe that? That makes no sense. Oh no, speaking of that, the man led the league in touchdown passes in a run-first offense without a true number 1 receiver, but he gets no credit for that. Again, say what you want about Lamar Jackson's passing abilities. I have spoken on that. I'm not a whole Lamar fan that's going to pretend that Lamar is the best quarterback in the league and the best passer and this, and that. No, I have thoroughly said I believe Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. In terms of the best passer I've ever seen, it's still Aaron Rodgers, but Patrick Mahomes is very close. But I show the respect to quarterbacks. I understand where my quarterback's passing abilities are, and I've criticized him for his ability, his limitations, and I hope that he continues to improve in that. But I believe he's going to because he has that work ethic. I'm not stupid enough to believe that Lamar Jackson is the best passer in the league. No, he's not even close. I understand the limitations of Lamar Jackson, but I also understand that despite these limitations, he's been able to accomplish so much, and I can respect that. So why can't you guys? What's with all the disrespect? I don't understand that. Listen, I understand in some cases. I do understand where you're coming from in your lack of belief for Lamar Jackson. It's his style of play. You do not believe in his style of play. You do not believe a quarterback that plays this way can win a Super Bowl. And it's fine. It's fine. You don't have to believe in his style of play, but you can at least show him respect. There are plenty of quarterbacks out there that I don't really believe in their style of play or how they choose to approach the game of football and how they choose to approach the quarterback position. I don't like what I see from them and I don't believe in them. But at the same time, when they're playing well, I show respect. I show respect to them. I'm like, yeah, I don't really believe this is the type of quarterback you need to win a Super Bowl. But I respect what he does, and he's a really good quarterback. And who knows, if you put him in the right system and give him the right guys, maybe he'll be able to win the Super Bowl. I can name 2 quarterbacks right now. Kirk Cousins. Don't believe in him. Don't really believe in him. I really believe that you're not winning a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins. But again, at the same time, I respect what this man has been able to accomplish, especially with the Vikings. He's done very well. And there have been plenty of times where he's really looked like a really good quarterback. I personally don't believe that you can win a Super Bowl with this guy But at the same time, I respect what he does as a quarterback. I show that respect. I'm not going to disrespect him. He's accomplished a lot with the Minnesota Vikings. And at the end of the day, who knows? Maybe if you end up putting him in such a great system and you get him more weapons and you increase that defense, you improve that defense, in fact, maybe you may be able to get a ring with him. Another quarterback who's been here a long time, if you know about him, you know how I feel about him. Ryan Fitzpatrick. I don't think you can ever win a Super Bowl with Ryan Fitzpatrick. I've said this for a long time. But again, when he plays well and he's winning games and he's helping his team and he's looking like a great quarterback, I show respect. I don't believe in him, but I show respect. So what's so hard to show respect? You don't have to believe in Lamar Jackson's play style. But at the end of the day, at least show respect, man. Look at what he's accomplished. If the sad thing about it is, if I was to take away Lamar Jackson's name for his accomplishments and I was to show it to you, you would have a completely different opinion. If I was to give all of Lamar Jackson's accomplishments to, say, Sam Darnold, you would have no question for Sam Darnold. Oh, look at Sam Darnold here. He's won an MVP within his first 3 years. He's led this league in touchdown passes. He's taken his team to the playoffs all 3 times. Recently won a playoff game. Good for him. Good for him. He continues to improve. This is one of the best young quarterbacks in the league. But we're not really surprised to hear about that from Sam Darnold because, he was the quarterback that everyone expected out of the 2018 draft to be the most quarterback ready for the NFL. So him winning an MVP and him leading the league in touchdown passes, it wouldn't be a surprise. But when you put it with Lamar, it don't matter what he accomplished. He's still a running back. You can't trust him. He can't throw the football. How does that work? How does that work? How is that fair? How is that fair? No. And again, you can point to the system, but at the same time, explain to me, do you honestly believe you could put any other quarterback in Greg Roman's system with the weapons Lamar Jackson has, and they'll be able to lead the league in touchdown passes and win an MVP? Do you honestly believe that? How many quarterbacks can you point to and say, oh yeah, they would definitely not only lead the league in touchdown passes with this crew, but they'd win an MVP? How many quarterbacks are you willing to say that in this league? Because with the way you guys treat Lamar, you act like he's the worst quarterback in the league, and he shouldn't even be considered a quarterback. It's disrespectful. I'm so sick and tired of the disrespect. And another thing about the whole, you can't win a Super Bowl with this play style or with this type of quarterback. Because again, the play style Baltimore's playing right now, even me, I have issues with it. I think we still need to evolve. But in terms of Lamar himself, I believe you can absolutely win a Super Bowl with this type of quarterback. But for the people that are saying, we've never seen this type of quarterback win a Super Bowl before, so how can we say it's going to happen? I don't believe it. So just because it didn't happen in the past doesn't mean it can't happen now. In a world that is constantly changing, you don't believe that's going to happen. In a sport that is constantly changing, you don't believe that's going to happen. The NFL today looks nothing like the NFL looked 20 years ago or even 10 years ago. Quarterbacks now are far different from quarterbacks back then. We're seeing different types of quarterbacks come in, and it's going to continue to go down that train moving forward. Do you honestly believe that with the way the NFL has changed and with the way it's continuing to change, you don't believe a player like Lamar Jackson can win a Super Bowl if you put him in the right system, get him weapons, get him protection, and give him a defense? You don't think he has the ability to take that team to a Super Bowl and potentially win a championship? Really? Really? You think that just because it didn't work out in the past, it could never work out now? Interesting. Well, you continue to believe that, continue to ignore the change, and always believe that just because it didn't work out 10 years ago, it's certainly not going to work out now. When the NFL is constantly changing on a daily basis. Every year we see something different. Every season we see something different. Quarterbacks come in with different abilities, different play styles, different approaches to the games. Yet you believe just because it didn't work out, this style of play didn't work out a decade ago, it can't work out now. All right, if that's what you choose to believe, that's what you choose to believe. Overall, I'm just so tired of the disrespect. I'm not sitting here and acting like you guys got to treat him like he's the best quarterback in the league, far surpassing anybody else. No, just treat him like a quarterback. That's it. All you got to do is treat him like a quarterback. Treat him the same way you treat the other quarterbacks. At the end of the day, his goal is a Super Bowl. There are several quarterbacks out here right now that have been in the league for years that are still trying to get that get that Super Bowl. You don't go out there and question their ability to throw the football, but you do for Lamar Jackson. It just goes back to what I said in my perception video regarding, the overall opinion and perspective of, how people view Lamar Jackson. As long a person's perception is their reality. As long as the Ravens continue to utilize his legs more than his arm, people will continue to question his ability to throw the football. They don't care about the MVP. They don't care about him leading the league in touchdown passes. They don't care about him taking his team to the playoffs all 3 years. They don't care. They look at the team. They look at how they use Lamar. They look how they, utilize his leg more than his arm. And they say, he can't throw the football. That's a run-first quarterback. He can't throw the football. Until the Ravens change up and evolve their way of using Lamar and prioritize his arm more than his legs, people will continue to question him and say these things. So, I guess the disrespect is going to continue. And one last thing about the whole playoff thing, because everyone likes to bring up the playoffs with Lamar Jackson. I'll say this. Lamar Jackson isn't the first quarterback to struggle in the postseason early in his career. There have been several quarterbacks in the past that have struggled early on in their career in the postseason, and they went on to become Hall of Fame quarterbacks with some Super Bowl championships. So, Lamar's not the first young quarterback to struggle in the postseason. He certainly won't be the last. We will definitely see more. So, I just don't see why you're going to point to that and say, well, because he didn't have early success in the postseason, we should get rid of him, or he's not going to be the guy to lead you to a Super Bowl. We've seen far worse quarterbacks win championships because this is a team sport. Yet you don't believe an MVP talent can win a Super Bowl if you give him better weapons and a better offensive line. You honestly believe that. I don't know what to say, man. That's really all I got to say. This video was completely just mumbled, and I just threw my thoughts out here, unscripted. I was just throwing my frustrations out because, it's a lot less composed than how I approach these type of things because I'm just tired of the disrespect. I definitely mumbled up my words a couple of times because, as I'm continuing to think it, I'm getting a huge headache right now. It's just stupid how all these people around here are just disrespecting Lamar Jackson. I'm not saying you have to like his play style. I'm not saying you have to be like those fanboys that said Lamar Jackson's the best quarterback in the league. I'm not saying none of that. Just show some respect for what the young man has been able to accomplish in this league. Show respect and just treat him the way you treat other quarterbacks, You wouldn't be saying this type of stuff about Josh Allen, so why are you saying that about Lamar Jackson? People aren't saying this about Kyler Murray, so why are you saying this about Lamar Jackson? Though with Kyler Murray, they're not even saying that. They're just making short jokes, which, y'all have fun with that. I don't know. Honestly, the whole disrespect probably just has to deal with the fact that people just love to troll nowadays. They don't really care about accurate takes. They would rather troll. However, I've run into quite a few amount of people that actually believe what they're saying about Lamar Jackson, and the level of bias that they show, even in my video, they leave in the comment section, the level of bias they show, I can't keep dealing with it, man. So yeah, I'm just tired of all the disrespect. I didn't expect this video to be long, but it is what it is. With that being said, let's move off of that. The draft is coming up this week. Thursday night should be fun. I'll see if I can get my first round draft prediction tomorrow because I have a few ideas as to what they're going to do with their 2 first round picks. That's really what I'm going to cover. I'm not going to go into the later rounds because for the most part, when I look at the later rounds, the way I see my mindset is they're going to just focus on picking up pieces they need. They're going to probably pick up a safety. They may pick up another offensive lineman, another edge rusher in those later rounds. They may pick up even another corner. So I'm not really looking into what they're going to do with all their draft picks. I'm mostly worried about these 2 first round draft picks. So I'll speak on that probably tomorrow. I'm going to definitely get it out before the draft, so don't worry about that. This is not fun, man. I'm really getting sick and tired of talking about this. The disrespect for Lamar Jackson has got to stop. It's insulting. It truly is insulting, and it just really needs to stop because we're getting to the point where people are really just disrespecting the quarterback position by disrespecting Lamar because they really think it's that easy to play this quarterback position that a guy you claim can't throw can somehow lead the league in touchdown passes. I just don't. I don't know how that works. You guys would have to explain that to me. How can a guy who can't throw the football lead this league in touchdown passes? That makes no sense. I don't care what system you throw him into. That makes No sense. But with that being said, that is pretty much all I got. This was definitely a rant. This is definitely a rant. It's been a while since I've done a long rant like this. These rants are usually saved for playoff losses, but this whole Bucky Brooks situation just pissed me off. With that being said, that's all I got, and I'm out of here, man. Peace.